tomorrow is holiday for Chhat Puja and then Saturday. So we again meet on Monday. Alright, so you can see on your screen the different production stages that has been described, right? I will share the links in your Moodle so that you can prepare it. They can be helpful for you in preparing your notes. But you can always use your own books if you have. Probably you have got some from the college also by now you should get. If not, if you have books of your school level, you can take help from there, but notes should be little bit modified. Okay, elaborated, descriptive, analytical type of notes should be written, not the direct ones which you used to write in school level. Okay, so this topic says production stages. Rather, you, if those who are maintaining notebook during classes, you can write in your notebook 3 stages of production or 3 production stages. You can write in your notebook. The topic for today is 3 stages of production or 3 production stages. All right. Now, actually, there are 3 different stages of production. When we are learning different product curves, then we are describing about the different costs associated with those curves. We are just mentioning the term production, right? But if you study in depth and if you want to evaluate that what actually happens in this when we are talking about production and we are talking about a process, what actually is happening within this process, then you will come across that in production of any type of product goes through 3 different stages. Okay, and economics, the 3 stages has been analyzed, has been evaluated separately and quite minutely, so that you can have details of each and every stage so well that you can easily quantify, you can easily measure their impacts on the other things that are going around in the unit. Okay, so the 3 stages of production are characterized by the slopes, shapes, and interrelationships of the total, marginal, and average product curves. So when why we have studied the different types of curves beforehand? Because when you are up to understanding the production stages, you have to understand the features of it, and the features of it comes from the understanding level of your different types of product curves. Okay, how the slopes looks, how the shapes of the product curves looks, and what is the relationship between the marginal, average, and total product curves, which we have already done yesterday. So all those things are required here in order to understand the production stages. Now let us talk about the 3 stages. The first stage is characterized by a positive slope of the average product curve, ending at the intersection between the average product and marginal product curves. Then the second stage by continues up to the point in which the marginal product becomes negative at the peak of the total product curve, and the third stage exists over the range of in which the total product curve is negatively sloped. Now, no, don't go by the explanation. I'll just show you the stages. Okay, what happens is, see, look at the first diagram first, then I'll go for the explanation of it. In the first stage, there will be a positive slope. Then it will gradually move. There will be from the stage 1 in the stage 2, it will gradually move to a certain point, but it will go slower than the first stage. Then after that, reaching a certain point, it will go negative. That means it will start to decrease. Okay, so this type of movement you will be able to see in the 3 stages. Then we will explain the stages separately. All right, now 3 product curves you will have to first go through. Okay, before that, short run production by a firm. Now we're talking, when you're talking about the different stages of production, we are all talking about the short run types, not the long run ones. Okay, for short period of time, say you are producing not a bulk amount, but you are producing a part of it, and then you are considering the short run into account. You're taking that short run period into account. So this, if you talk about the production during that short run, that it typically encounters three distinct stages as a large number amount of a variable input are added to a fixed input such as a capital. Now what is the necessity of segregating the entire production process into three stages? This is done because although you are producing, you may be considering a short period of time, but still a large amount of a labor, a variable input. If you say that, we had already talked about why labor is a variable input, because it is directly related to the number of units you are producing. So since a larger amount of this input, which is variable in nature, you are adding up to the fixed input. Input means fixed capital that you have incorporated in order to install the entire plant. Maybe you're considering that entire plant as a whole, or suppose you're taking only the capital investment into the plant. Whatever is your case, an example can be a capital, the capital that you have incorporated. So since whatever you have incorporated as a fixed cost, with that you are adding up to a larger amount of a variable input. That is why there is a huge necessity of segregating the entire production into three different stages and understand them properly. The first stage results from increasing average product. The second stage sets it at the peak of the average product. What is average product? I did not tell you, right? Okay, it would have been better. After cost, if I would have explained the product, that would have been better. Anyways, average product has a relationship with this first stage. Okay, I'll come to what is the meaning of average product and all that. I should have explained it beforehand. Anyways, okay, let me see if I can explain it now. The first stage will result from the increasing average product. All right. Now, before moving on to the average product description, you will have to first know the meaning of the total product. Okay. You will have to know the meaning of the total product. Just a minute, I'll just show you a screen which is having the description so that you can have a clear view in your mind. Just a minute. Huh? This should have been taught beforehand. I made a mistake. Yes. Can you see a screen? Just one of you unmute and tell me where production function is shown. Can you see the screen where production function is shown? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. So let us have a brief description regarding the total product and the average product and marginal product. After that, we'll move on to the stages. Okay. Now, those who have studied economics, they will be well aware of this production function. Let us study the production function first, then we'll move on to the total product. This is a function which explains the relationship between the physical inputs and the physical output. Physical output in the sense the final output or the final product. So whatever you are including in the production process and you are getting something out of the entire process, there should be a relationship between these two. Otherwise, how come you are going to develop the production of that particular product? So whatever you are putting it as an input to the production process and whatever you're getting it as a final output, the relationship between these two things is nothing but your production function. This is a mathematical representation. We normally denote the production function in the form which you can see on your screen. When we will start doing the sums, you will see that Q as a function of some other elements will be given to you. As a function in the sense, Q will be represented as an equation of certain other elements. It can be x1, x2, it can be L, C, it will depend on the type of the production process. But this Q, what is Q? Q is the final product. Okay, Q is the final product, and whatever will be mentioned as an element of that equation, be it x1, x2, or be it capital labor, whatever is mentioned in the equation, in the right hand side of the equation, those are nothing but your inputs, or also known as factors of production. Okay, just for now, you look at this, look at the function that is shown on the screen. Q, capital Q is a function. We read it in this way. Capital Q is a function of x1 and x2. Now, what is x1 and x2? x1 and x2 are the inputs that you're putting for the process of production, that you are including in the entire production process. They are also known as factors of production. Okay, and what is Q? Q is the final product. So when you are writing this equation, isn't it a relationship between the inputs and the output? It is. It is a relationship between the inputs and the outputs. So this entire thing is nothing but your production function. Okay. Now from this production function, the concept of total product can be explained. In simple terms, we can define total product as the total volume or the amount of final output produced by a farm using given inputs in a given period of time. So what does it indicate? If you look at the total product definition in a simple way, this Q, no? This is, what is this Q? This Q is the total amount of the product that has been produced, of the final, or we can say it is the final output. So this total product can be defined as the total volume or the amount of the final product. Say you are producing 1000 units of the product, 1000 kgs of a particular product, of a particular element. So that quantity which you are producing as a whole, which the farm is producing as a whole, is nothing but the total product. Now how will it produce? It will produce using the given inputs that are required for production and within a given period of time. Okay, so total product cannot be such that the company is producing for an infinite number of years the entire product you are considering. No, say for a period of 1 year, say for a period of 6 months. So within that period, whatever production is being generated, whatever is the total amount that the farm is producing, that is known as the total product. Okay, easy, right? Nothing difficult. Then come to marginal product. This marginal product can be attained with the help of the total product concept. What is this? I told you yesterday also, whenever the marginal term is used, you have to understand that it has something to do with the increase in the number of 1 unit of the product. Okay, so what is this marginal? Just like marginal cost, this concept is just like the same. The additional output produced as a result of employing an additional unit of the variable factor input is called the marginal product. What is it? Suppose you are producing n number of products and you are using s number of inputs. So when you are adding one input extra, suppose you are adding one input and it is now s plus 1. S plus 1 number of inputs you are employing, and as a result of it, additional output has been produced. Say it is n plus 2. It can be 2 also. Okay. Due to the incorporation of that additional unit of the input, whatever additional output you are producing, that is nothing but your marginal product. Okay. If you are incorporating one additional unit of a variable factor input or the variable factors of production, you can also say whatever input, extra input, one extra input only, one extra input you are incorporating, and due to that, whatever additional output is occurring, that is nothing but your marginal product. Thus, we can say that marginal product is the addition to the total product when an extra factor input is used. Okay, so marginal product can also be explained as an addition to the total product when an extra factor input is used. Understood? Suppose you are using X number of inputs and you're getting a amount of production, say 1000 units. And now if you increase this amount of input by 1 unit, you are increasing it to 1 and it is becoming X plus 1 now. Input is becoming X plus 1 now. Then due to this extra input, whatever change is occurring in the total product, say from 1000 units, it is now becoming 1020 units. So that extra 20 units is your marginal product. Understood? In formula, if you write in the form of a formula, marginal product can be written as change in output divided by change in input. Thus, it can also be said that total product is the summation of marginal products at different input levels. It can also be written in such a way, if you think deeply, then if you are calculating the marginal product for each of the units, for each of the extra units, say 1 unit, it is becoming 2 units. So 1 extra unit. So at that extra unit, what is the product? That is your marginal product. Then from 2, it is becoming 3. So from 2 to 3, what is the extra addition that you are taking? So at each of the stages, when you are increasing the factor of production by only 1 unit, if you are taking the individual product at those point of time, and if you add those product, isn't that your total product? That is your total product. You think deeply. You can write an example. I wish I could teach you in a board in front of you. That would have been better. But you think in a way that if you are calculating the individual product at each of the level, when you are increasing only 1 unit of production, if you are taking those individual increase in the product, that is your marginal product. Then if you add all those individual increase, then you get your total product at say 100 units of production. 100 units is the factor of production or the inputs. Then whatever total marginal product you're getting is nothing but your total product. Okay, so two formula. One is marginal product can be written as change in output divided by change in input. And this total product can also be written as a summation. This sign that looks like an E is known as summation. Big sigma. This sign means big sigma. Okay. This is not. This can be written in place of a summation. We don't write marginal product 1, marginal product 2, marginal product 3 plus marginal product 4 plus like that. Instead of writing all those plus, we can put a summation and then write marginal product. It indicates that you're summing up all the marginal product at each of the additional factors of production level. Okay, so total product can be written as a summation of the marginal products. Now last one, that is average product. I'll just teach you these 3 types of product today, okay? And tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Monday, I will teach you the 3 stages of production. So your task will be to go through all the types of product that I'll just finish off now, and yesterday's and day before yesterday's, the different types of cost. So this costs and the products slope, then how the curve looks like, what are the formulas, those should be marked up or learned by you during this weekend. Okay. Last one is average product. Average products, after defining average product, we can see all the types of 3 products in a single curve. So what is average product? Obviously, it is nothing but the division. If you divide total product by the units of the factor input, that means factors of production, not the number of units being produced. Okay, so average product is nothing but the total product divided by the units of variable factor input, not output. Okay, remember, When you are calculating average product, you have to divide total product by the units of variable factor input, not the number of units of production. So it is defined as the output per unit of factor inputs or the average of the total product per unit of input, and can be calculated by dividing the total product by the inputs of the variable factors. Okay, so remember this thing, that whenever you are calculating the average product, you have to divide the total product not by the number of units of production, but by the number of units of the variable factor, that is the input. Understood? Then see, on the x-axis, if you draw the input quantity, these are the input quantity, okay? Factors of production, you are plotting the number of factors of production or number of inputs in the x-axis. And output you are plotting on the y-axis. Since all the product, average product, marginal product, and total product has to do with the relationship between the inputs and the output, so you have to draw input on the x-axis and output on the y-axis. Okay. So if you draw that, the curves will look like this one. See, average cost, average product curve will be a flatter one. Marginal product will go upwards, and just like the concept of marginal cost, it will be flat. In some books you can find a stiff point or a little bit less flatter than this diagram. You can also see, you can check your books if you have. In those the diagram may vary a little bit, but the slope will not vary. The slope will remain same. First it increases and then it remains constant for a certain period of time, and then it starts to decrease. Same goes with average product, but this is going to be a little flatter one, and the total product will go on increasing, because as you are increasing the number of inputs, it will the output also increases. But going with the concept of marginal productivity of returns, it will become constant at a certain point, and then if you would have drawn this diagram more, then it would have decreased. Okay, so you have to draw the total product in such a way that it goes on increasing, and at a certain point it starts to increase at a decreasing rate. See, it is not as steep as it was beforehand. The total product is increasing, but after a certain point it becomes almost constant, and after that point it will decrease. But we are not dealing with that now. We will just show how the slope of the average product, marginal product, and total product will look like. So you will draw this diagram and then you will write the explanation in your copy. So those who are present to now, they will know the assignment or the work, home task. You take it, don't take it as an assignment that you have to submit, but for your own sake, you prepare the notes of the different types of costs. I think 6 types of costs have been taught to you, 6 or 7, whatever you just see. I'll upload the link tonight. Okay, so those types of cost and these 3 products. This is a link from topper.com. This is also a good site. All the professors uploads their own notes. Okay, so this is also a good site. So this site note also I will upload, and then you will write the 3 different types of products in your copy and draw this diagram where you can see all the 3 types of products. This relationship I'll take up tomorrow again, on Monday. Okay, I'll first teach you these 2 things: relationship between average product and marginal product, and average marginal product and total product. Then I'll move on to the stages of production. All right, so this much today only. So I'll take the attendance and leave you. Okay, just wait for a while. Okay, please respond. Abhay, Aditya, Al Saba, Only 24 present today. Okay. Aman Goel, Aman Sharma,
Excuse me, ma'am.
Abhay.
Ma'am, Madhur Sharma present. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Aman Goel, Aman Sharma, Ananta,
Present, miss.
Angela,
Present, ma'am.
Anish, Anisha,
Present, ma'am.
Ankit, Anmol, Gupta, Anmol Lama,
Present, ma'am.
Bhavesh, Bikash, Vishwadeep, Charu, Chirag, Deepika, Girish, Himani,
Present, ma'am.
Jaya, Kashish, Meghna Jain, Mehul,
Present, ma'am.
Parveen,
Present, ma'am.
Muskan Agarwal, Muskan Agarwal,
Present, ma'am.
59, right? Neha, yes, Muskan.
Yes, ma'am.
Neha, Nikhil, Nishita, Nupur, Piyush,
Present, ma'am.
Pragati, Prageshwar, Prashant, Pratham, Preeti, Poonam,
Present,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Ronak,
Yes, ma'am.
Ravi, Riyant, Riya, Rohan, Ronak, Sahil,
Present, ma'am.
Shama, Srishti,
Yes, ma'am.
Neha,
Yes, ma'am.
Saurabh Sarkar, Saurabh Agarwal, Srishti, Suhana, Sujit, Subneet, Swati, Swayam, Tanya, Yash, Yashika, Shreya.
Yes, ma'am.
Present, ma'am. Sujit. Ma'am, I am
Ma'am.
Sujit.
Okay. Huh.
Ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Ma'am, can you scroll down a little bit? I want to take a picture of this relationship.
I'll upload the link tonight. Okay, I'll upload the link tonight.
Ma'am, only 1 point is left. Just once.
Oh, you're writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, let me share it. Wait. This one?
Ma'am, little bit up.
This one?
Ma'am, little bit up. Yes, ma'am. Done.
Okay.
Ma'am, please mark me present, ma'am. Actually, I had my network issue, so I couldn't.
Who is this?
Aman Goel.
Aman Goel, okay. Anyone else who missed the attendance?
Ma'am, little bit down.
Down. Like this. This much.
Yeah, ma'am, more.
This much.
Ma'am, done.
Okay. All right. So, okay, then I'll upload all the materials and your class recording also. You can refer to it later on. Tonight I'll upload. Okay, and see you again on Monday. Then finish off this note writing part.